G'day punters, welcome to the mailbag. Pete Anthonisz, Shane Ciurleo here to look at the Doomben Cup as well as the Goodwood, the two Group 1 races this Saturday. Curls, the Doomben Cup, it's going to be probably underwater once more. What's your, I mean, obviously Zaki's $1.50. Is it just as simple as saying, well, Zaki probably wins, but there's no angle here?
Yes, that's fair. The weather forecast does look like typical for what it's been the last month. Could get 50 mils of rain between now and race day. Could get 100 mils.
Great.
Could miss the lot. I don't know. It's not looking great. This race does look great for Zaki to continue on its winning ways, though. He's the only horse, which is the natural leader on paper here. I think the main danger is the Waller team riding aspect.
Yep.
And I say that with all due respect, so the stewards don't think I'm, casting aspersions or anything like that. Like I wouldn't expect they would believe that I'll be saying something like that, based on history and historical behaviour. T. Clark going on Polly Gray says to me that they are going to try and lead on Polly Gray.
Okay, interesting.
Did lead on it on a heavy 8 2-back. I did tip it as a moral place and main danger to Zaki last time, and that looks similar on paper. But Zaki's a much better horse, and J-Max like the best rider in the country. So if Tim Clark signals some intent to lead, so what? Zaki just trails it. Something took on Zaki last time it was up here. Zaki just sat off it and still won by 100 lengths.
Yeah.
The pre-race narrative before the Hollandale was the freshness of Zaki, and we saw some footage with Annabelle with the horse, and he was definitely fresh, and she did say that was a concern. But he's had that run on the heavy track, and they galloped him. They took him to Brisbane and galloped him, and the stable seems to think, going on what her comments, that taken that edge off him a little bit now, so that gives you confidence that he can relax behind Polly Gray. Polly Gray wants to lead. Either way, Zaki's not a sit sprint leader. He likes to roll along, so
yep.
The tempo will be genuine, and he'll be strong at the end of it. So he wins. Interest in the minors. That's the sort of race it is.
Okay.
Hopefully the rain doesn't come. But look, you could take $1.80. You couldn't take $1.30. I normally reserve $1.80 for Rockhampton. That's where I like to sort of zone in on a max unit play on those $1.80 pops that start at $1.60 and never look like winning and just falling.
You did that yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah. It's outrageously good. Oh. I felt alive. I felt like I got hit by a fire hose of water in the face. Like it just made me feel alive. Zaki will win, yeah. That's just how it is. Zaki will win. Interest in the minors. Not much point going any further, really.
Well, that's one group. Well, I don't know, probably not. But unless you're getting creative with trifectas or first fours.
Flat out winning at the minute.
That's one Group 1. Shall we have a look at the Goodwood? Because if there's a pretty straightforward answer to the question of the Doomben Cup, this Goodwood looks basically impossible.
It does. The only reason we're talking about this race is because it's a Group 1.
Yes, indeed. But
because otherwise you would say this is impossible, moving on.
Yeah, it's one for the true believers, isn't it? Speaking of getting creative with exotic players, if you do that here and you get it right, you're probably going to walk out really happy.
As we like to say, Peter, you'll get the shalotti.
Get the shalotti.
If you can get this, you get the shallot. I'm happy for you to start on this one. I can start with a bit of narrative.
Okay. I do like some narrative. Start with the narrative. Let's roll with that.
Okay, the narrative is if Extreme Warrior wins, we'll never see it again.
Oh, definitely not. I'm not sure we'll see it again either way.
Yeah. So, yep. That's about the only narrative I have. And, there's I don't know. It can win, yeah, but I don't want to be on it at the $5.
Absolutely
I'll let
not.
you start.
Absolutely not. I've been petting these colts for a while now, and what has this one done? Run 10th in a Group 1. Won a
It
listed
beat
race.
Profiteer over 1200 once, and we know how Profiteer goes over 1200. It doesn't.
Does it? And
It
meanwhile,
doesn't go.
it's at stud, blowing its load all over a whole heap of nothing, and wait until we get 5 years
Jeez.
down the road and find out if it's good or not.
Christ. Jeez. Descriptive.
I'm just rolling off Ben Ascari's tweet from this morning. I agree with the
Wow.
man. I thought that was perfect.
Wow.
He said in so many eloquent terms what I struggle to mention or say without becoming rude or swearing or, cracking the shits at someone. So full credit to Ben Ascari. He just summed it up perfectly.
I was taken aback, Peter, by Ben's tweet this morning. Do you know when you see something and it shocks you, and then after the small period of time where that subsides, and then you just come to a realization of what you've witnessed, and it was glorious.
Yeah, completely.
Like, Ben Ascari is a great man and a good demons man also, which sort of probably helps up my pecking order, but ticks a lot of boxes, Ascari.
Yep.
He's just gone to another level this morning, and full credit to him. If we were giving out the full credit award today, Benny Boy would be receiving it, no doubt. So good on him. Don't know what that means and how we help us find the winner here, but well done.
Well, I mean, all I really know is that I'm looking at Extreme Warrior here, and I'm saying, right, so if it somehow wins this Group 1 race, they'll feel vindicated and it goes straight to stud. If it somehow doesn't win the Group 1 race, they will probably send it to stud anyway.
Yeah, of course. Extreme Warrior, this is by Extreme Choice, Peter. Let me just put on my Bloodstock hat for a moment. Now, we know that Extreme Choice has had very limited numbers. He's got fertility issues, so he has limited numbers, and he's been he's been a success at stud. So any son of Extreme Choice would be extremely highly regarded in the breeding barn, particularly if he was able to fire hot rockets and not blanks.
Yes.
Oh, let me just take off my Bloodstock cap for a minute. Now put my betting hat back on, sorry.
Yes.
Yep. So, he's got a bit of hype around him. That's all priced in. Can't have him at the price at $5.
No, definitely not. I mean, he's lucky to a certain extent that In the Boats come out because that does take some of the edge off the early tempo. What are we looking at in terms of the speed map? You've probably got Saboteur Excel, Azar rolling forward. I'm not sure what they do with Extreme Warrior. It's drawn outside of both of those. Lombardo's drawn even wider. I think horses like Behemoth, the Astrologist seems to just sit perfectly in the spot right behind them, free of debt as well. I mean, what they do tactically with the Extreme Warrior, that's probably going to be one of the more interesting parts of this race early.
Yeah, I think we've got barriers 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically settling fence in run, free of debt. Regards Marie Halvorsen and Inferno, just due to their racing pattern. They can't settle anywhere else, I don't think. So all of a sudden, you're going to get horses drawn barriers like 5, 6, 7, 8, lob into great spots. So Saboteur Expel will find the front first, whether something like Azo or whatever wants to go and eyeball it. The Astrologist gets into a good spot, one off the fence quickly. So does Behemoth, I think. Yep. You're talking about two horses there, Behemoth and the Astrologist, that have like proper 1,200-1,400 metre figures.
Yes.
Not these speedy, squibby, flashy 1,000, 1,100 metre figures. Sort of looking for a horse that's got a bit of bottom to it here as far as, distance range is concerned. I sort of don't mind Behemoth. Now, for those that do listen, don't tweet me. I know I wrote the horse off prior to last start, and I was justified. It didn't win.
No, it didn't. But it probably should have.
He's just a genuine good horse. So he can definitely win this race. I've got no doubt about that. I like the map. I like that it's got strong figures at 14. It'll be strong late here with a bit of clear air. Obviously, we know that he's a big, long striding galloper that needs to get out at the top of the lane on straightening and get through his gears. Is there any little pinger in there, Pistol? Like a little pinger that can like curl up in behind and sort of get a late split and like ping that last bit? I don't see Behemoth being that type of horse.
No, I think he's probably going to be the grinder, assuming there's some sort of genuine tempo up front. But if they do sit sprint, he's probably not going to be as better or as well suited. There's a whole heap of horses just drawn horribly out wide that will be getting right back into the field. So, again, you probably just have to monitor how the track's playing on the day. We've seen Morphettville throw up a few, schizophrenic tracks over the last few weeks. One's been heavy on pace and rails and run, and a few of the others have been very much, you want to be wide with momentum coming down the outside. So, hopefully it's just even. Assuming it is even, I think the horse that probably is the one at odds that seems to be going particularly well so far this prep is Not an Option, which was running around up your way. What was it, 2 starts back? No.
Last prep.
Prep.
It got me a couple of times, actually. I was on it a couple of times, and we went through a winter carnival last year where the tracks just did not suit it. There was a few races where you had to be sort of like on the fence and, anyway, I backed him a couple of times because he was unsuited when he ran really well versus a bias and just didn't get the right setups. And, of course, I completely missed him resuming down here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember the price, but it was big.
40-1 was the fixed SP, so yeah.
All right, well, but have a peanut on it too, I suppose, since you think it could ping through late maybe.
And look, the horse that's in the market, I'm not exactly saying it's great value, but the Inferno was not suited versus the day last start. In fact, quite a few of these weren't suited the way the day panned out. So Ironclad, Bella Nipotina had a few excuses. The Inferno, Outlaw's Revenge, Instant Celebrity, I think they all had various excuses given the way the track was playing last start. But the Inferno will need the right split. It has Mark Zara on board.
No, Ironclad, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything that's got Zara on in Adelaide can win. He's too good for him, Zara.
He's just making it his own little holiday destination at the moment, isn't he?
Just kills them. Can't have. I can't have it. Ironclad.
You're getting the price. You're getting 40s if you can half give it an excuse.
Just be wary if you're given 50s on the fair because we know the bloke will be on the other side. He won't be able to resist himself.
No, definitely.
Really.
Have more on. The more you bet, the more you win.
Sitting over in Texas with that big longhorn skull hanging off his den wall. He should be in Queensland, Ironclad. That's where he should be. Anyway.
He might shortly. All right,
hopefully.
So anything
that's an
else?
outstanding
Can we
thing
find
there.
anything else at possible the prices? I think the Astrologist is about the right price. So I haven't really mentioned it, but it does map well. Saboteur Excel, I'm always expecting somebody to run that horse down. So if it wins, I'll lose.
I think we've got to be on. I'm going to have a peanut on Free of Debt. He's big odds.
Yep.
He's a pinger late. Happy to leave Extreme Warrior. Going to have something on the big horse there at the price too, aren't we, Behemoth?
Yeah, definitely. I've actually got him marked favourite slightly. It's not a huge, not a huge value proposition.
Well, that's a good enough push. Ridiculous if you don't.
Yeah.
Even like Lombardo's figure's good enough, definitely.
Yeah,
we can get across, but it's just the gate. That's a worry. Oh well, we haven't sort of not tipped a winner on the previous show for a long time. I can't remember the last time that we haven't tipped one.
Yeah. Nor can I.
We've got Zaki. So I'm backing Free of Debt at the price. Am I? Free of Debt? Is that the horse I said? No, not Free of Debt. Behemoth. I'm going to do that before this goes to air. And Not an Option. They're the two. They're the two I'm backing at the current prices. Behemoth and Not an Option.
Wonderful. All right, girls. Big week ahead. Big weekend ahead,
Yeah.
as always.
Yeah, I just hope this rain holds off. 'Cause it has somewhat a debacle. A big week ahead. Because Tuesday in Queensland, there is a TAB meeting at Chinchilla.
Thrillers from Chinchilla, I think is what's
The Thriller from Chinchilla, the home of the birthplace of Rothfire. The Thriller from Chinchilla. So, like, it's really hard for me to keep a lid on it because I've got to get through this Group 1 meeting at Doomben before I sort of get ahead of myself and start doing the Chinchilla form. Yeah, big week. Hopefully the rain stays away. We've got Group 1 racing at Doomben. We've got Gold Coast in the afternoon as well, and the Provincial 2 meeting. And when I say Provincial 2, I really mean Country Standard, Toowoomba on Saturday night as well. So,
yes,
the usual bettathon. Peter, what are you doing?
Belmont. There's the Sky Racing Provincial Championship at Belmont Racecourse, which looks a complete dog of a race. I'm staying well clear of that. So I'll be looking forward to having Rob Scurry back in the mounting yard at Rosehill. Damo's last week in Adelaide, rounding off the carnival. He's running at 30% pot for this carnival, which is an outstanding first effort by the man. And then we've got Jackson at Flemington. So
it's been great yard from Damo. I said this last week, and like, it's not a sales pitch. I don't care if you use it or not, but you should be using it because the accuracy of the yard information is, like, it's elite. Doesn't always send bets. Doesn't send bets every race, but says like this favourite looks like miles above him, you know, but he's right on the rated price or whatever, you know. Mightn't send a bet anyway because it's $1.80 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I'm fucking launching them, Pistol. I love it.
It's superb information if you've done the form.
I'm sitting at home looking at our data and looking at our pricing sheets, and I'm seeing that this thing's $1.70 shot and $1.75. It's $1.80, right? And Damo's sending, this thing's just like lengths above them. Couldn't look any better. I'm just betting. I don't give a fuck.
Job done.
I am giving it a little tick in the yard box.
Yeah.
To help justify myself that I'm taking overs, like by, you know, reducing the rated price. So
massaging it down.
Yeah, massaging. Because I'm a professional, Peter. We do. And that's without talking about Scurry, which is some of the most bullshit results that I've witnessed in 5-6 years of doing this shit, and particularly the last 18 months, 2 years, you know, betting with you clowns. It's like, it's out of this world what's going on there in Sydney with Scurry in the yard, and it's underappreciated. Truly, it's what happened Wednesday was complete bullshit.
He was finding ways to throw out exactors.
It was more. He wasn't just picking the winner out of the yard. He was saying have something on the boxed exactor with the 10 as well, and like $8 winner, $4 second place, $7 winner, $10 winner. Potting $1.90 shots with J-Mac on it that the whole world's on. Miss a place. Like, how? Genuinely. He's a freak.
Don't need to do form.
I don't know why I bother sometimes.
Yeah. Just go to Rob Scurry's school of yard watching.
Just lay the Waller drifters and back this Scurry mail out of the yard.
Job done.
Anyway, if you haven't tried it, do yourself a favour. Just get it into you just for a week or two.
Yeah, and he hates wet tracks and is still winning at them. So what does that say for the rest of us? We're just shit house, clearly.
Pretty much. But for the guys like us that do form, like, adapting to track patterns and biases in this weather has been a bloody grind.
Yep.
Small win's a great win, I reckon. Anyway.
Exactly right. That's why
enough dribble from me.
All right, girls. We'll catch up on Monday. We'll deep dive. We'll see what happened. And we'll slap ourselves in the back either way.
Well, particularly if Saki wins. Like, it'll be a question of how. We'll have to go back and go through how we found it. So I look forward to doing that on Monday with you. Thanks, Pistol.
Bloody good. Until then.
Bye for now.